Welcome back to The Lead. The world awoke today to another round of headlines about Hillary Clinton's email server, and yet all of it was overshadowed by the Republican civil war over Donald Trump. Joining me now to talk about it all, CNN political commentator S.E. Cupp, former George W. Bush advisor and co-host of The Circus on Showtime, Mark McKinnon, and Democratic strategist Steve McMahon. Thanks so much for joining me. S.E., your response to Mitt Romney's speech today?
Well, look, let me say, Mitt Romney is a very good man. I think he cares deeply about the country, about the Republican Party, about the conservative movement.
There's a butt coming here.
I share his frustration.
Get to the butt.
With the fate of all of that. However, I thought that his prescription today was wrong and, frankly, a little offensive. This is how democracy works. We in the media, sadly, don't get to pick a president. You know, we don't have kingmakers. And when the people choose a person that you don't like, I don't think the prescription is to try to rig another outcome. I also don't think that appealing on strategy is how we're going to change hearts and minds. This isn't about strategy. This is about the soul of the conservative movement, the Republican Party, and the country. And I don't think that message to find a strategy to sort of wriggle around a Trump nomination, I don't think that's how you get people out to vote for Rubio or Cruz or Kasich.
Now, Mark, what's interesting about the Romney prescription of everybody stay in the race and just try, everybody go to the state where they can beat Trump, and then we'll force a contested convention, is people did talk about it. It didn't get as much attention, but in 2012. In fact, here's Marco Rubio talking about the possibility of a contested convention in 2012.
They've said the only way they can win is at a floor fight in Tampa. And I think that a floor fight in Tampa would be the worst possible thing we can do in terms of winning in November.
Now, the Rubio team has a different view, and they say it's different now because Donald Trump, in their view, is such a horrific character. But what do you think of all this?
Well, first of all, I think that Romney's speech today is not going to change a single vote. If anything, it'll probably harden the support that Trump supporters have, because it's just another example of the establishment that all these supporters are against, circling the wagons. And anytime in a presidential campaign you hear people talking about a contested convention, that means that the people are running out of options, right? And so we had a funny meeting last night that will be on the show Sunday where we found the establishment and took them out to a restaurant last night. And the 6 of them who are there now and left, there's no clear consensus at all, but from the establishment about what to do. I mean, all 6 had a different idea. So there's no, this is 52-card pickup time. You know, there's no clear lane out of here.
And Steve, I got to say, I know there are a lot of Democrats out there licking their chops at the prospect of a Trump nomination. They think he'd be easy to beat, but there's also a lot of Democrats who are really, really worried about this FBI investigation and what it might mean. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think obviously the FBI investigation is a serious matter, and depending upon what they find, or perhaps more importantly what they don't find, this thing is going to get resolved one way or the other, hopefully soon. I think the fact that the emails weren't classified at the time they were received and sent, and the fact that others have done this before her is pretty persuasive to most voters. They haven't abandoned Hillary Clinton at all in the primaries. I mean, Bernie Sanders is running against her, and even though he says he's tired of hearing about her damn emails, voters are making their own judgment and reaching their own conclusions. So I don't think it's nearly the problem on our side that the Republicans have on theirs. And you know, frankly, as a Democrat, you're right. There are a lot of Democrats who are enjoying watching it, even as we watch some of our friends squirm.
So here's the big question for the Republican establishment: what is the best case scenario if they don't want Donald Trump to be the nominee? S.E., Mark, Steve, stick around. You'll answer that question when we come back.